On the first day of Lent, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decided to give up reason, logic and conventional wisdom. Manchester United's miraculous caretaker manager decided impossible was nothing, and suddenly we were all treated to an extraordinary throwback. Marcus Rashford slides in to celebrate his stoppage-time penalty, clinching a sensational triumph for injury-hit Man Utd, not so much to Sir Alex Ferguson's heyday but to something more like a rave in the Hacienda nightclub at the peak of the legendary Manchester era. After half an hour, with a virtual reserve side attempting an unprecedented feat, United's Pink Panthers were 2-1 up on the night with just 18% of possession. Then in the dying moments, thanks to the modern wonder of VAR, Marcus Rashford sealed a victory even more remarkable than that which Solskjaer clinched in the Champions League final of 1999. After overturning a 2-0 deficit in Paris to complete this mission improbable, here was conclusive evidence that, with this bloke in charge, anything is possible in the long term. Solskjaer will be United's next permanent manager, and those of us who ever doubted it were just cynics guilty of overthinking things. Man Utd and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer celebrate dramatic Champions League win over PSG. Man Utd defenders Eric Bailly and Chris Smalling battle to keep PSG main man Kylian Mbappe at bay. The Norwegian is a believer and has a loyal flock of followers willing to dance ecstatically to his tune. A bloke who bombed at Cardiff is making a mockery of his own CV. With no Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Jesse Lingard, Nemanja Matic, Ander Herrera, Alexis Sanchez or Juan Mata, and needing 3 away goals, he believed. Solskjaer's pre-match press conference had been remarkably ballsy, dare to dream stuff. Gary Neville asks Man Utd boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the 3 questions on every fan's lips, but such was the scale of the task facing United that you had to wonder whether he actually believed a word of it. In the history of the European Cup, no full-strength team had come back from a 2-0 home defeat to progress in a 2-legged tie. As for a team with 10 senior players out injured or suspended, well, Solskjaer sounded fanciful at best and, in truth, more like the leader of a happy-clappy religious cult declaring the second coming would occur in an Asda car park. Fred stretches to halt fellow Brazilian and PSG defender Marquinhos in an open return leg inside 2 minutes, though, it became clear Solskjaer had been the only sane man in the building. Of course this wasn't impossible, he'd insisted. This is Manchester United, like a parent telling their kids about Never Never Land. So when Ilocare played a horribly loose pass, Romelu Lukaku pounced, slipped the ball round Gigi Buffon and finished from a tight angle. Wallop. Game on. Solskjaer had gone with a classic Ferguson-era 4-4-2, with Rashford and Lukaku up top. And for most of the next half hour, Paris Saint-Germain played rings around them, equalizing through Juan Bernat when Kylian Mbappe produced a burst of pace and cross which nutmegged Chris Smalling. Mbappe is already close to being the best player on the planet, and the jet-propelled Frenchman certainly will be before long. Fit again, Man Utd striker Marcus Rashford breaks between home stars Thiago Silva and Ilocare. While French domestic football so often resembles a turkey shoot for PSG, it is Mbappe's Champions League scoring stats which prove he belongs at the very highest level. His tally of 14 goals for Monaco and PSG is the most by any player under the age of 21. But then, with the possession percentages showing 82-18 in favor of the Parisians, United went and altered the only stat that mattered, the scoreline. Rashford let rip with a 30-yarder and Buffon, 41 years old but fumbling like a teenager at a school dance, spilled it and Lukaku popped it home. In a far corner of the Parc des Princes, a couple of thousand United supporters danced like Bez after a trip to the pharmacist. Man Utd striker Romelu Lukaku twice punished PSG mistakes with goals in the first half hour. They sang their reworking of Stone Roses' Waterfall, experiencing unbridled joy again after 5.5 years of post-Ferg purgatory. Solskjaer boldly replaced with Eric Bailly with Diogo Dalot, who promptly kippered left-back Bernat. Then Rashford shot narrowly wide across goal from a cunning Ashley Young free kick, and United felt as if dreamland was within their reach. It slowed down after the break with a chipped Angel Di Maria effort chalked off for offside. But Solskjaer always said he wanted to get into the final stages with a puncher's chances, and here United were. Man Utd boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer forced to wear a bib because his kit clashes with PSG strip in the 90th minute. They were awarded a corner and it looked for all the world like the No Camp again back in 1999. But before young substitute Tahith Chong could take it, referee Damir Skamina was alerted to a possible earlier infringement. And after a long deliberation, he awarded a spot kick for handball against Presnel Kimpembe, and Rashford, after minutes of nonsense from PSG players, rammed home the spot kick. Solskjaer, wearing a gold-colored UEFA tunic over his black jacket, fell to his knees, just as he'd done after that famous winner over Bayern Munich. It is amazing what you can achieve when you believe. What